Hey YouTube. So, this video, I'm going to discuss why I feel like Cleopatra was a Pisces. Okay, so this is my theory. It might be out there, I might be wrong to some people about this revelation, but from me watching it, it's crazy because of course we know Elizabeth Taylor's a Pisces, and she played Cleopatra, but now I see why she played it so well and why she felt like she was Cleopatra and why they chose her. So, the thing that is really interesting why I think she's a Pisces is because she has all the Pisces traits in a sense. Or she has if you think about all the Pisces women that are celebrities that have had businesses or was into arts, intellect, anything that's Pisces energy, Cleopatra had some of that. From what I researched, I know that they say Pisces were all about reincarnation too. And that can be a possibility. We could be reincarnated from people before Christ and after Christ. And I'll get into the before Christ, into the after Christ, later on in my videos. But before Christ, we had the Romans. We had the Greeks, we had the Egyptians, and you know how they went to war just to have certain territories of certain countries. And Cleopatra had this sensuality about her. They say she was beautiful, but then they say that it wasn't her beauty, it was her intellect, it was her just her energy. And it's like a Pisces energy, that mysterious energy, that witty. She was very witty and clever. And they say Pisces can be that way, Pisces women and Pisces men. But right now we're talking about the women because Pisces is feminine energy. So it could go for the man, but I wouldn't say that the man's Cleopatra, but it's, we'll have to dig in deep later on about the men, like Pisces men and, time, before Christ, before BC with the Greeks and the Romans and everything. But back to Cleopatra, Elizabeth Taylor played her so well. It was just that sensuality in the two men that she loved, or they think that she fell in love later, but they were all business deals. They were all power deals. Even the men that was in her life that were politicians, and how important it was for her to be with these two men, which was Caesar and Mark Antony. Now, I feel like Caesar was a Cancer. And the reason why I say this is because of the type of relationship they had is a similar Pisces and Cancer relationship if it does not work out. If it happens to be where the two have to separate. I think it's just like the Cleopatra story with Caesar and Mark Antony. When Caesar passed and then Mark Antony came, Mark Antony took over with Cleopatra and her and Caesar's son. And that might be some type of Pisces Cancer relationship and Pisces and Scorpio relationship, which I've said Scorpio's Mark Antony and Cancer is Caesar. The thing with Caesar is that he was married already, and Cleopatra was his business partner and mistress, and he needed Cleopatra financially to get what he needed for his power, to keep his power. And he had the child with Cleopatra, so he would have an heir. He would have a son. The reason why I think that Caesar was a Cancer, because of that Pisces and Cancer relationship. It's very interesting because that is the most compatible sign for a Pisces. First is Cancer, then Scorpio second. But if it doesn't work or they get separated, it seems to be like a Scorpio comes in. I won't say that for other relationships. I'm just speaking to some that I do know, and I'm going on what I have read about Cleopatra and the Caesar and Mark Antony, and Pisces and Cancer, and Pisces and Scorpio. For example, Elizabeth Taylor was with Mike Todd. Mike Todd was a Cancer. It was sad because his untimely death, she ended up getting with Richard Burton a little after that, even though she married Mike Todd's good friend, which was Eddie Fisher. There was still this thing where she was destined to meet Richard Burton, which was the Scorpio. And to me, he played Mark Antony. It was like they were both in the roles they were supposed to be in. And it was like a reincarnation of that story, but not with the sad suicidal ending. But there's just so many similarities and twists and turns. It was like Caesar and Cleopatra was trying to do good, even though he was married. She was the mistress that had the kid, and he did build a shrine for, which was interesting for Cleopatra, even though he was married. But they had this strong bond. So if you go back to my Pisces and Cancer, which I'm going to go into more depth about Pisces loving a Cancer so much, it reminds me of a little bit of Caesar and Cleopatra. And I wanted to get that out there. It might be a little off, but to me, there are similarities in that. And what I was going to say about Cleopatra had a jewelry line. She was into fashion. She was into makeup. And that is typical Pisces, like Rihanna. Also perfume. Her and Mark Antony, back then they had addictions, and they both had a drinking club. And you know how they say with Pisces and Scorpios, and Cancers can get in addictions. I don't know much about if Caesar had those type of addictions. I think they said that what his addiction was women, was his addiction. And they said Cancer men can be obsessed with another person. So I tend to put two and two together. I'm not saying all Cancer men, because we can all be reincarnated to something different, or our story and our journey can be different because of our birth chart, but it's just so many similarities. But Cleopatra and Mark Antony had a drinking club, and they liked to party, crack jokes, and that's a Pisces and Scorpio relationship. And then the Cancer and Pisces was all about family, and Caesar with her and his heir, which was his son, he had a home for them, close to him. So it's one of those things that's just very, very interesting. And Cancer are about home and family. And Caesar was about home and family because he wanted, even though she was his mistress, he wanted her close there with his son. But people deem their relationship, and with a Cancer and Pisces, that can happen too. And it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet story. But Caesar and Cleopatra, Caesar was much older than Cleopatra. But just putting two together, there's similarities to this. And this was Shakespeare's time too, when he wrote all this. And it's just very, very interesting how everything ties in. You know, they could be myths, they could be true, but it's just so many similarities. And I did read that Mark Antony and Cleopatra's kids, one of the two names meant sun and moon, and that has to do with astrology. And they said Cleopatra was very much into astrology, literature, like just like Albert Einstein, you know, kind of things. She was very intellectual. Steve Jobs, you know, we have to think of all those Pisces that made a difference. And you think about Cleopatra and the difference that she made and how she was intelligent and she liked the arts. She loved the arts as well. She liked to party, like I said, the jewelry, and like we have Rihanna, Elizabeth Taylor, even Queen Latifah doing CoverGirl. Cleopatra, and everybody wanted to look like Cleopatra. Everybody did. Everybody wanted to look like Cleopatra, and her eyes, just like they say Pisces with the fish, are eyes. And just go and do your research on Cleopatra. And I'm going to keep talking about it more and more later on, about how it just ties in so beautifully. And then they say Pisces have two loves of their lives. And if you Pisces out there have ever been with a Cancer or you've been with a Scorpio, you let me know, was it like that? Was it like that? And I know Caesar and Cleopatra did have their differences and arguments as well. So if you didn't have a good relationship too with that, but y'all still had a bond, that was why you still have the bond. I know they said Elizabeth Taylor didn't get over Mike Todd. It took her a long time to get through that, and Richard was there. And that was how it was with Mark Antony when she lost Caesar. Mark Antony was there for Caesar. He was very loyal to Caesar, and then he was loyal to Cleopatra, and it tied in, you know, for him being there when she lost Caesar. Same thing about Elizabeth Taylor, Mike Todd. She was still, she went to Eddie Fisher because Eddie Fisher was close and she was still holding on. But even Richard Burton said Elizabeth Taylor was still holding on to Mike Todd very tightly. And you know, that Pisces and Cancer relationship, if it doesn't work, it can be devastating and sad. The same with a Scorpio and a Pisces, because of course with Mark Antony and Cleopatra and the way they loved each other passionately, but it was so hard for them to be together long term because all the politics, so just think about that story and how it ties into a Cancer, a Pisces, and a Scorpio. But they say Pisces have the two loves of their lives. Is it a Cancer and a Scorpio? You guys tell me in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. We will talk more later about those three combinations and get deeper into the water signs. And I'll go further into all the other signs with a Pisces and the connection that it holds. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Take care, everybody, my YouTube family. Good night.